we are going to be mainly talking about, I guess you could say, some current YouTubers, but as well as some OG YouTubers that if you have been a viewer for years, you're gonna know about, and you probably are subscribed to them as well. I myself have been watching YouTube since it started, like since day one, so I've always really been interested in the first two theories we're gonna touch on. Bringing it to the first YouTuber, Copper Cab. Many of you guys may know him as the Gingers Have Soul guy on YouTube because he went super viral for that video.
Gingers have souls! You don't know who has a soul and who doesn't. It pisses me off!
That video actually was sort of aired on South Park. They were making fun of him and he also made a response video to that. All of his videos are basically trolling, just ranting about things he doesn't like. He does seem to have somewhat of anger management problems, but he claims that he does it in his videos, that he's perfectly normal. Now he says that he's transgender. A lot of people refer to him as transgender. He talks about a lot of current trending topics that are for sure gonna get a rise out of some people, or he can just sit there and talk about a lot, saying that ginger is a different race, apologizing for slavery, all this stuff that makes you click on it basically, because it's like, what? It's just so out there, and when you're watching it, you can't help but laugh because you're like, is this guy for real? Like, the things that he's saying. Basically, the conspiracy behind him is that he doesn't really act that way in real life, that it's all a show to get views, to get that AdSense money. And if you watch his videos really closely, it makes sense, but at the same time, I don't understand how someone can put on a show for that long. Like, he's literally been on YouTube for years doing this, uploading pretty consistently. I'm gonna insert a clip of him on a live stream.
Hi. I feel so sick right now. I just ate a chicken sandwich and it was fucking delicious, but my stomach hurts.
This makes it seem like maybe he is trolling in all those videos just because he seems relatively normal in the live stream. He's more toned down. He's not screaming for once. I don't know if this guy's legit and he just happens to film all of his videos while he's amped up and he's mad about something. But that really made me think, okay, maybe this guy's just like the world's greatest actor. If you watch his videos, he never once breaks character. Like, in all of his actual YouTube videos, he acts the same, he appears the same. Conspiracy theorists think that possibly his first video, the Gingers Have Souls video, was legit and he was really angry and he was really upset when making that video. But then when he saw how many views he got and the money he could have potentially made off that, or probably did if he did have the video monetized at the time, he decided to continue on with the channel sort of as a hobby and just acting. The whole thing was acting. So a lot of people don't necessarily believe that it's all fake or that it's all real, that maybe it started off real and he just wanted to continue doing everything for views. Either way, this guy is hilarious, whether he means to be or not, so you guys should definitely check out his channel. This next conspiracy theory is basically very, very similar to the one I just talked about. It is the channel Wafflepwn, and if you guys don't know what that channel is, it doesn't ring a bell. The title, World's Greatest Freakout, where the guy puts the remote up his butt, you guys may know what I'm referring to now. That's that channel.
Okay, my mom just canceled my brother's World of Warcraft account, and he is freaking out.
Since that video, the first one, went viral, this kid, the guy's brother, made a living off of recording his brother whenever he was having a moment like that and uploading it to the internet. So as you can see on their channel, they have a ton of these videos. Like, he just kept continuing to put these out there. The conspiracy with that is also that perhaps it was staged, or perhaps, like with Copper Cap, the theory that I find to be most believable, maybe the first video was real and after that they just kept it going. I'm gonna insert a clip that I found on here. I'll give credits in the description box to whoever posted this, where his mom is like on some sort of podcast, and it sounds just like her. Obviously we don't know if this is really her, but it sounds just like his mom from the videos.
I'm calling him right now. Wafflepwn. Hi, is Wafflepwn there?
Who?
Waffle?
Yeah. Hang out, please. This is his mom.
Hi. This is Kid Chris. We're radio guys. We emailed them about coming on the show to talk about those videos.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Hey, can I ask, is this the mom that's in the video?
Yes.
Those are real, right?
No.
They're not?
I don't. You know what? He's been kind of back and forth on whether he wants people to know or not.
And you would think that after a while, if this was real, it would make the parents kind of sad and they wouldn't want the older brother to upload it. I don't know. It just, after so many videos of this guy posting his brother like that, it makes you wonder. Also, if you see in one of the most viral videos he has, the one where he smashes the truck with the baseball bat, it looks like they're almost taking 2 cuts of the video because he changes shirts or something like that. Again, we just don't really know. Maybe the whole thing was set up from the beginning. Maybe the first one was real and the rest were all just staged. But these guys, I've been watching them for years and I just never really knew for sure. When I was younger, I definitely believed it 100%, but as you get older, you're kind of like, wait, like, this guy made a career out of that. That's just a little bit suspicious. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Moving on to another conspiracy about a couple of YouTubers. I mentioned RiceGum in my first YouTuber conspiracy theory video. Again, that's linked below. And I talked about him with FouseyTube and how basically I think they did something that was a little bit of like a publicity stunt. This time I'm going to be talking about RiceGum and Jacob Sartorius. So if you guys don't know who RiceGum is, you probably do. I'm not even gonna try to explain who he is. I believe he was the fastest male growing YouTuber last year, like in 2016 or whatever, but he makes diss tracks. He makes really funny like satire comedy videos reacting to a lot of stuff. His second most popular video on his channel to this day even is his These Kids Must Be Stopped video, where he's basically reacting to Jacob Sartorius, Lauren Gray, a whole bunch of other little musers, and he was just kind of making fun of it and saying how they were doing things that were inappropriate and his mom would never let him behave that way on Musical.ly if he was their age. That video was posted in December of 2015. It blew up his channel. He got really big off that, and then most of those musers that were in the video did kind of like reactions to it that went viral, whether they intended them to or not. Like, it was recorded on YouNow, for example, where Lauren was mad, Jacob was mad. They were just like, oh, this kid, he's making fun of us because we just got more famous than he did, all this stuff. And RiceGum did diss tracks on them personally based off those reactions. So that just sort of blew up everywhere. And I believe that Jacob and Lauren, all those musers, did get a lot of hate because of that video, because it brought light to the fact that they were singing inappropriate lyrics and all this stuff that maybe people would have brushed over before. That's actually personally how I found all of their social medias. I'm not really in that age range. I've never had a Musical.ly, so I didn't know who they were before that. Regardless, I do think they got a ton of hate because that video went so viral and he was like basically just hating on them and making fun of them and saying they were too young to be acting that way. So this is where I guess you could say the conspiracy comes into play. 6 months after that video went viral in December when it was aired, Jacob came out with a music video called Freaky Friday that RiceGum was in. Most people were like, why is RiceGum in this video after he literally roasted you so hard 6 months ago? Conspiracy theorists and a bunch of people in the comment section on that video believe that Jacob actually paid RiceGum to be in the video so he would stop getting so much hate. And Jacob Sartorius fans, do not come for me. This is not me saying that's the case. This is not me saying that's bad. This is me saying if that's true, that's actually how it works. That's business. Before I did YouTube, I was talking to one of my really good friends who's really good friends with like a really, really big YouTuber. And she was telling me that when that YouTuber collabs with smaller YouTubers, the smaller YouTubers will pay that bigger YouTuber. And I was like, that's insane. Why wouldn't you just make videos? Like, it's fun, you know? But once I started doing YouTube myself, I realized that's how it works because it's fair. It's only fair. When you're a bigger YouTuber, you're giving that smaller YouTuber more exposure. Ultimately, they're gonna earn more off their ad revenue. It's just how it works because you can't be doing favors for everyone. Obviously, Jacob wasn't a small YouTuber by any means, but RiceGum had surpassed 2 million subscribers, and if you look on Jacob's social blade, he still had less than 1 million, so that is kind of a pretty big gap, especially because RiceGum gets a ton of views on everything that he does post. It's usually proper etiquette when you're collabing with someone that you do have a similar amount of followers or there is monetary exchange going on. Unless you're like really good friends, then it's just friendship, you know? Then it doesn't really matter so much about the followers. But as you can tell, they weren't really friends. They're not even remotely the same age. I just sort of do think that it was like a business deal and it would be in Jacob's best interest because when that video was posted with RiceGum, if you look in the comments section, everyone's commenting, oh, came here for RiceGum. Oh, Jacob, you're not that bad. You're friends with RiceGum. Like, you're cool now. So I think the hate diminished a little bit because he was friends with the guy who roasted him. When you do a music video, I can't speak for personal experience because I'm not a singer. I've never been in a music video or anything, but you usually are paying the people in it anyways, whether it's girls in bikinis, it's the videographer, etc. So even if it wasn't for the difference in numbers and the way things happen with RiceGum's diss track and the These Kids Must Be Stopped video and all the hate that Jacob was getting, I just think that Jacob paid him regardless. Maybe you guys didn't really think about that, because when I was reading the comment section on the Freaky Friday video, I thought it was really funny that people were saying things like, oh, they're best friends now. I just thought that was really interesting, and I told some people that, and they said that it had never really crossed their minds. And I just, knowing how this stuff kind of works and looking into it, I was like, I'm gonna put this in the video. So yeah, that's the conspiracy I have for that one. And now moving into our last and final conspiracy for this video, we're gonna be talking about Benjamin Bennett. And I had no idea who this guy was until a couple days ago. I actually got a ton of requests to do a video on him, but I didn't want to do a dedicated one. I just wanted to throw it in here because he is a YouTuber and he is pretty current right now. If you don't know who he is, he makes videos where he's live streaming, and he does it where it uploads to YouTube of him sitting like this, crisscross applesauce, smiling for hours on end without moving at all. That sounds weird in itself, right? That sounds like really strange. It gets weirder. There's one video where a fly drops on his forehead, it lands right there, and he doesn't move still. A bug comes out of his shirt pocket, he doesn't move still. One video, someone breaks into his house and he doesn't respond, he doesn't move, he stays in the same exact position, and then the house robber leaves.
Hello?
It almost makes you think that that was fake, but
as you can see in the description of that YouTube live stream, he further explains the break-in and that nothing valuable was actually taken from the house.
when you look at everything else, you're like, no, this kid's for real. He just literally didn't even answer to that guy who tried to rob his house. One video, he peed his pants because he was sitting there for so long. He didn't get up, he just sat there, same position, smiling, and peed his pants. So when you look at his channel overall and all the things that I just described, it is a little bit creepy. It's a little bit weird. No hate towards him whatsoever. Like, honestly, props, because I can't sit still for 4 minutes, let alone 4 hours, but he does it and people watch. Like, he has over 80,000 subscribers. He also has a Facebook and he has a website. I believe it's called Sitting and Smiling. Like, he uploads it to the website as well. Like, this is just his life, it seems like. Basically, people just don't understand his intentions for doing this. Is he mentally ill? Is this some sort of a sick joke? Is he being kidnapped like Marina Joyce was? Illuminati? People tend to always jump to those sort of theories, I guess, when they don't understand things. And when people don't understand things, it tends to scare them. That's just human nature. So there are a lot of out there wild theories on Benjamin Bennett because of his videos and because of how dedicated he is to sitting and smiling. Like, he literally has so many videos of him doing this. If you do some research on this kid, he actually does music. Like, he kind of performs and he speaks in front of an audience. It's nothing I've really ever seen before, not like your typical singer or, you know, playing the guitar or something, but it's a form of art. A lot of people would consider what he does a form of art. And so overall, basically what he's come out and said is that I don't owe anyone an explanation for what I do. I don't understand why people think it's strange. So regardless of those crazy theories, a lot of people have just come to the conclusion that maybe he's just doing this because it's his form of art. There's nothing else going on. There's nothing anyone should be concerned about. That is the Benjamin Bennett YouTuber conspiracy